Hey, what's happening? I wanted to share a project that I recently finished up. I came across this point zero energy module on a humbug. Somebody had it. They didn't want to invest any more money into the project because of the price of the batteries that are proprietary by point zero. They make outstanding batteries. I guess they were running out of money. Make a long story short, they needed the cake. I was willing to take. And that's how it break. I almost feel guilty for what I got it for, but anyway, make a long story short, I'll briefly go over the unit itself and its functions, and I will explain how I got it up and running. You have your AC and DC output here. Right now it's on AC DC. Notice the standby consumption is around 22 watts. Generally as low as 19, sometimes as low as 13. If I click it down to DC only, it's about 4 watts consumption, standby consumption on the money. If you look here, you have all of your DC outputs, which are basically your standard, DC cigarette lighter outputs, I guess if you want to call them that. And you have your reset buttons for your AC, your DC, right here in the middle here. Over here you've got your, I guess your 30 amp output. Some people call them RV or whatever, but I'll call them your 30 amp output. Smooth over here to the right, you've got your solar input. As you notice, it'll be from 35 to 145. You got 2 of those at a 1,000 watt limit. You can over panel those as long as you stay within the voltage parameters. Here you've got your AC charging input. I was fortunate enough to get 1 charger with this, and in case you guys are interested to know that you can basically plug batteries into this as long as you stay within the volt parameters. If I go a little further back, you've got the car charging port. Not sure anybody want to use it, but it does have one function. If you drain this module beyond its capacity to cut on, you can charge it up that way with a solar panel or a car charger port. If we go one more further over, you have the battery expansion, which has currently been occupied. And let's go over how I got it up and running. As you can see, currently I have a battery expansion Anderson connector. I got that from Point Zero themselves. You come over here, you'll see that I have a BMS. They're dailies. I sourced these from Amazon. And over here, you'll see they do have a Bluetooth connection that you can basically monitor through the app on your phone. Basically, you can go in there and you can check the voltage, the temperature. There are some other parameters that you can change and set if you're into that. The batteries themselves, they are LG. They were used in solar storage. The project has been currently discontinued. I got 3 of them. They're 1.6 kilowatt each, which gives me a total of 4.8. The wiring harness that attached to the batteries, I got this from EV West. It's very interesting that on this particular battery, the lead output wasn't working. So as a workaround, I just got some terminal connectors and crimped them with the wires and ran them to the BMS, and it functioned as intended. If we come back up, you'll notice that I've got these risers here. I got these off of Amazon. These were necessary because if you look here, the Anderson output is almost impossible to get to because the proprietary batteries basically connect to the module that way. So I needed to get it off the surface to gain access to that, and these were ideal. I got 4 of them. There are 4 set. Then we see 3 being currently used. The 4th is put up. All in all, it functioned as intended. I do want to say that even though this is an older model, they do make 2 newers. Might want to check the website if you're interested in that. It's still it's very capable, especially with the solar input as well as the output. It has a rated output of 3,000, and that's continuous. I think it has a peak of surge capacity of like 6 for like a second, I do believe, or something like that. And last but least, I got this little light here. I just use it in case I come down here and we're experiencing a blackout. I can start unplugging things up to a little cheap way, it's just magnetized, no big deal. And this is just a way that if you don't mind doing some of the leg work, you can find something at a good price and get it running. I got all of this up and running for probably half the price of a 0.0 energy battery. Once again, yeah, if I had the bread like that, man, I'd buy some, especially now that they have the LiPo option. But to do that, I would have to send this in and have this reprogrammed. Now I think it's like, I don't know, $400 or something like that. Needless to say, I ain't doing that. Not that it's not worth it, but I have other generators that serve other purposes and I don't need it. So I'm happy with what I got, and this gave me a chance to kind of quench my thirst for a DIY. I want to see if I could get it working, and fortunately for me, I was able to do so. So keep your eyes peeled, you know what I mean, and don't be afraid. The worst you could do is fail. And if I'd blown this up, I would have been a little bummed, but for what I got it for, I could have lived with it. All right, that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and later.